Alright, hey, it's Mega here, and today I got an install video for this part, alright? The BILLFARO store on Amazon has asked if I could make them an install video for these, alright? They're CNC adjuster, chain adjuster blocks for the Sauron Lightbee, alright? Also the Segway X160 and X260, alright? This should probably fit those two, alright? But this is a Sauron Lightbee MX, and I'm gonna do an install video on these. These should be really easy to install. We'll take a closer look at it in a second. Also, you can get these from the BILLFARO store on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description of the video where you can purchase these, and they have a bunch of other Sauron stuff there too if you're interested. Okay, so you can buy this for $24.99 at their Amazon store. And here's some of the features of it. All right, let me go take it out of the package. Well, yeah, let me go take it out of the package real quick. All right, this is the package it comes in. It's just like a little baggie here. All right, and it's an adjuster block. It's like kind of fancy looking adjuster block. I'll take one out. You guys can take a look at it. Okay, there it is. All right, we'll take a closer look in a second. But here's some of the features of it from the Amazon page. All right. It converts the factory style to an easier to use, upgraded, more secure unit. All right, so it's nicer than the factory version. It's a very stable and firm after installation. It can effectively tension the chain while improving performance. It also makes your motors look better. All right, it's cooler looking. Basically, it's made out of CNC 6061 aluminum. All right, that's a pretty strong aluminum. That's what I'm going to say. And if you guys don't know what CNC is, basically they take a block of this 6061 aluminum and they mill it until there's a machine that mills it. All right, it's like the opposite of 3D printing, basically. All right, and then it's for Sauron MX X and Segway X260 bikes. Okay. Let's take a closer look at it, and then we'll go install it. It should be pretty easy to install. I'll show you all the tools that you need to install it, and how to go install it. All right. Okay, here's what they look like. All right, it just looks like a bigger version of the adjuster blocks that are on the Sauron. All right. You can see it's made out of CNC aluminum. It has the marks right here. There's a lot of different marks. I would say just pick one, all right? Pick which one you want to use, all right? Yeah, I don't know why there's so many marks on it, but all right, there's the back. It's just flat. They come in 3 colors, all right? They come in black, red, and blue. All right, this one is the black one, obviously. Okay, so let's go ahead and install it. Okay, the install should be pretty easy. That's what I'm gonna say. These are the tools that we're going to use. We're going to use an Allen wrench with 17mm sockets, all right? And then I've got an impact gun, but you could just use a regular wrench or whatever to break the axle nut loose, okay? And then 6mm Allen wrench comes in handy, all right? So just in case the other side spins, okay? So let's go remove the old part, and then we'll install the new part. Okay, it helps if you have your bike on a stand. All right, I've got it on a motorcycle stand right now, and then you go loosen this nut right here. All right, you got to get the 6mm Allen wrench on the other side. All right, to keep it from spinning on the other side, and then just take this nut off right here. Yep. There's the nut. Okay. The next thing you want to do is remove the old adjuster nut. Oh, I'm gonna push the axle out first. Okay, and then this is the old adjuster. Okay, this is the old one versus the new one right here. Okay, much different size. I would say for adjustment purposes, mark one of these marks and then use that for your adjustment marks. All right, but I'm just gonna install it how it is right now. So okay, now you're gonna want to remove the other side. So pull the axle out. Okay, and I'm gonna see if I could do this without taking the wheel off. All right, but you may have to take the wheel off. So I'm gonna take the old adjuster off of the axle. So there's the axle without it. Okay, there's the new adjustment block. I'm gonna stick the axle through the adjustment block. All right, stick it back in there. Slide it all the way through. Put the adjustment block in. Press the axle all the way in. Okay. Okay, so now get the other side. What you're probably going to have to do is tilt the wheel backward like that, all right, to tighten the chain as much as possible, and slide the adjuster block in, all right. And if you're having trouble getting it in there, you might have to remove the chain for I don't know. You would have to loosen the chain first by loosening the adjustment bolt, all right. But I'm going to see if I can push it back or twist it enough where I can get this in there without having to thing it. Okay. Okay, it looks like I'll have to readjust my chain. All right, so if you can't get it in, I'm having trouble getting it in right now. Loosen the adjuster nut. You might have to get like a 10mm wrench, but mine was like loose, and adjust it inward a little bit, and then you should have enough to get it in there. Because you have to have the chain on there. You got to have the chain on there because like once the adjuster block is on there, the chain will be tight, all right, and then it'll be too tight to put the chain back onto the sprocket. Okay. Alright, then you're going to want to put your nut back on. Okay, I got the Allen wrench on the other side. I'm just going to lightly put it on with this. Okay. Actually, so before that, you're going to want to adjust your chain. So I'll quickly go over. Okay, if you needed to loosen your chain to get the new adjuster block on there, you're going to have to readjust your chain slack, all right? So the chain slack is somewhere from 10 to 15 millimeters, all right? I'm going to shoot for 10 millimeters. All right, so that's 10 millimeters on the caliper right there. I like to use the tail to set to measure the slack, all right? And we're probably going to want it somewhere around here, okay? And basically I'm going to look at it and then press up on the chain. It's actually fine. Yeah, it's actually fine where it's at. Okay, what you might want to do is move the wheel a couple times. All right, yeah, it's actually fine. So then that means since I have to move this just a tiny bit, I have to make sure that we check the alignment marks, okay? This adjuster block has these little tick marks on it, on the up and down parts, okay? You're just gonna have to choose one of those tick marks that you're gonna use to base your adjustment marks off of, okay? I wish it was only one. The original one. So there it is. we're gonna use right here, right at the 6 o'clock where the nut is. That's where I'm gonna use it. All right. So basically, since it's already properly adjusted, all right, if you need to, I'm not gonna go into full detail how to adjust your chain. Just adjust your chain, all right, and then tighten this, and then how you can tighten this. Why is the whole thing moving? Okay, keep that from moving, and then what you're gonna want to do is find a mark. All right, where it transitions to the thicker part, that's what we're gonna use for the adjustment. All right, so it's one. So I'm gonna count the inner tick marks. All right, there's two of them. There's the raised ones, and then there's the inner one. So I'm gonna go off the inner one. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so it's like pretty much at the 5 mark. All right, so I want the other side to be at the 5 mark. So we're gonna go to the other side and make sure that's at the 5 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and it looks like it's pretty close. I might need to move this in a little bit, all right, to get it to line up perfectly. All right, so what I'm going to do is just loosen this. All right, this is the locking nut. I'm going to turn this maybe like 2 turns, all right, and tighten it again. Push forward. Make sure the wheels push forward, all right, all the way. So it's snug up on the adjuster bolt here. All right, and then count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like it needs to go in a little more. I think that's good. That's fine. Doesn't have to be super duper perfect. Okay. And then yeah. So now when you got your chain adjusted, go ahead and tighten the axle up. Okay, so I've got my torque wrench set to 42 foot-pounds, as you can see. That's the torque spec for the rear axle. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. I probably should tighten it a little more. Okay, there you go. Pretty much done. After you tighten the axle nut, you might want to check the chain tension one more time, because it likes to go up. See? Yeah, so now it's too tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it a little bit. The Sauron has this kind of weird way where like it's when you tighten the chain, the chain tension goes up too as well. I don't know why. Okay, there it is. All right, this is the original adjuster block. All right, it's definitely much longer. All right, why it's that long, I'm not sure, but and there's a little spiky thing coming out of here. All right, but it's been anodized black. It's really shiny. It fits in there perfectly. All right, I didn't have any problems installing it other than I had to readjust the chain a little bit. So this might be a little bit different than this, just a little bit. All right, but it fit in there perfectly. Okay, it's definitely more stylish. It's supposed to be harder and stronger and nicer looking. So there you go. My suggestion is I would mark it with like a silver marker. Since it's black, I would mark it with a silver marker. All right, where you want to check the adjustments at. Okay, so
I would mark, like I said, I would mark it where the where this little ramp, see where it's thinner and then it gets thicker. I would mark it where the two meet. All right. There's a bunch of marks on here, but yeah, it's the marks that you want to look at are right here. All right, on the bottom here. So I don't know, or yeah, you could also do that. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know why they put so many different marks here. There should only be one mark, guys. But yeah, I would go mark the 6 o'clock where the nut is. Mark it with the marker, all right, and then use that to mark to figure out where you are for the adjustment. So when you align the wheel, it's aligned fine. Okay. That's my
okay.
suggestion.
So that's how you install the BILLFARO CNC adjuster blocks. All right. It's kind of a nicer looking adjustment block compared to the stock ones. All right. And you can find them at the BILLFARO store on Amazon. Okay, I'll put a link in the description of the video. So just remember, like, you may need to adjust your chain. All right, the chain spec is 10 to 15 millimeters, and I use the caliper and a 10 millimeter combination wrench to adjust it. All right, I had to loosen it a little bit. All right, it was actually too tight, it was too hard to get on, so I had to loosen it to get the plate in there. Okay. If you can't get the plate in there, just loosen the chain a little bit. All right. So I probably shouldn't have any problems installing it in the future if I take the wheel off. All right. Okay. And I did it without taking the wheel off. I left the wheel on there. All right. You might, if it's easier, you could take the wheel off. All right. Just for I did everything one-handed. So I've done this so many times that, like, yeah. Okay. But yeah, if you need to take the wheel off, then go ahead and take the wheel off. You're gonna have to take this brake bracket off, all right, and then just kind of hang the brake caliper off the swing arm. But other than that, you know, it's really easy. You just need to take the old ones out and put the new ones in. All right. Just the hardest part is trying to get the new one onto the axle. All right, because it's like it's kind of like in there, right? But other than that, you know, it's really easy. You just need to take the old ones out and put the new ones in. All right. Just the hardest part is trying to get the new one onto the axle. All right, because it's like it's kind of like in there, right? And then you just slap the other one on the other side. All right. So there you go. You can find these for currently they're $24.99 at the BILLFARO store. All right. So, and they come in black, red, and blue. All right. Thanks for watching. The link's in the description. All right. Here's Miguel.